Well, yes, Mr. Emmanuel Esangbedo joins us now. Describes himself as a process analyst. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
Well, incidentally, this all just dovetails into, as we're commemorating the World Youth Day, they're focusing on what they need to do for young people in this country. But beyond that, lots of strategies, policies making the rounds. Lately now is this one against corruption going on in the country. Those steps that you see us taking, you see them as part of the big picture, and how close are we to achieving what the government really says, look, we need to put the state on a steady ship?
First of all, I'll applaud the present administration. It's a very good move, to recover funds, stolen funds, and all of that from wherever they've been. But the bottom line is that we've been on this road before. We've been here before. Funds have been brought back before. Time of Obasanjo, even Jonathan's time, funds were brought back. So we're not new to it. But the idea is, what are the investment potentials? Where are these monies directed to, first of all? And then if it's an attempt to curb unemployment, I would have preferred the federal government at this stage begin to look at how they can localize employment. We have 704 local government areas in the country. I would have thought that now the different ministries will begin to look out for how they can, instead of having projects being given to huge contractors, huge projects given to one contractor, you can have a labor direct approach, which is old. That's over 100 years. A labor direct approach where different local government areas can get their indigenes on ground to complete segments of the projects that go through their local government, and then pay them a stipend of 1,000 naira a day. That would, if Federal Ministry of Works and Federal Ministry of Transport does that, you're looking at 7 million workers on a daily pay of 1,000 naira taken off the road. And then, I'm looking at the area of the Ministry of Science and Technology. I'm very embarrassed, that ministry has really not fared very well at all. I have great respect for the last minister, Mrs. Johnson, what her name is, but I was wondering if she was not considering what Apple was doing. In Ibadan, they have more than 30 people working for Apple on payroll. The office on their laptop. That's ICT now, which is actually the business of the future. And that is why America actually went to Kenya. That's why Obama went to Kenya,
But let me even stretch this youth unemployment a little further, because, we focused on it in our opening sequence here today. How much do you think that we can achieve? Because I know we've attended several workshops, economic forum, where they talk about youth unemployment, making it a very serious narrative, not just a cocktail conversation. How much can we achieve if we don't fix power?
It's the issue of power. It's, I think it's becoming, it's going to sound like a broken record. Normally, if, that's why I talked about automobiles, and I'm happy I saw it, I saw the headlines that some automobile firms have been invited to come set up assembly plants here. Most of these firms source their power. If I allow, they source their power. The example I gave them was Mexico. What power is there light in the southern part of Mexico? There's no light. What power is in Kenya? Why is America interested in Kenya? So they can source.
Is that against what is being done presently in the country to address that challenge?
No, to address the challenge, government is trying to address that challenge, but I think a serious investor would not be bothered, because even in South Korea, the Hyundai location in South Korea, the source is a village, and they own it. Are you following me? It's a village, Hyundai Kia. They own that place. They generate their power. They manufacture those vehicles and those cranes that are exported out of that place. So it is not an issue, basically. I think it's more of if they come in and invest their money, how our lobbyists able to convince them of returns, and a staple government. So that's why legislators have to come in to ensure that institutions are strong enough to run the system. So even if Buhari is out of government in 2019, we hope he continues, considering what he's doing right now. If he's out, the structures will be there to protect those investments.
But the structures, the processes that will lead to that, are they in place? Because it's one thing to say they are sourcing their own power. Having sourced their powers, they will need a stable environment for them to be able to thrive. But there are processes that will lead to that. Do you say they are in place?
No, they're not in place.
And how do you think they can get to bringing those processes properly aligned?
More of words, and then honesty, integrity of the government. Now, when Singapore wanted to transform that economy, Lee Kuan Yew wanted to transform the economy, there was something, I followed the document, there was something that the world noted. He would say what he means and means what he says, and he lives up to it. So if you make promises, if the institutions are solid, that's what the National Assembly, I really think that our leaders, our senators, they need to begin to look at the books and then look at what's on ground and then see how they can fix it. They have to. Because when those structures are on ground, then the leaders can tell these investors who are not coming to invest like Okonjo-Iweala's era of FDI, coming to invest in raw materials, take our crude and bring petrol back. Not that kind of investment. When you come on here and tell us, oh, the FDI is increasing, the GDP is increasing, and you're taking our crude, and you're bringing just 2 derivatives of petroleum back, and it's at a loss, and it's obvious right now. So that would not work. You ensure that these FDIs that are coming in to probably enhance a conversion economy. What I mean a conversion economy, the country is able to convert stuff, raw stuff, to finished products, and then we can control the Sahara Belt, and then we have Atlantic Ocean on our side there to freight goods across the African continent. Because Nigeria is actually a hub. But the problem is, these leaders, can you imagine? Look at the headlines. Looters come and confess. It's funny. And we're looking at people who were in government, heads of parastatals, were involved. So it's sad. Are you following me? So that the confidence that must be built in these investors because they want to trade. If I'm the head of Hyundai, I would love to bring my plant to Nigeria, produce, construct, and in 9 minutes get a car product off the production line from the robots that are there, and then I control Africa. I would like that. It makes a lot of sense than freighting a shipload of products all the way there, considering Somalia, pirates, and all of those people along the line, and paying so much money for the insurance, mask line, all that will be reduced. So if these things are done, so the cooperation especially from the National Assembly, do thorough investigation of the parastatals, ensure that institutions are solidified. So the president does not need to institute an arrest or and demand an arrest of an individual who has broken the law, no matter the office he holds. The SSS can step in. At the airport there, no matter how big you are, if you are taking more than $10,000 in your portfolio out, you are stopped, because that is the law. Are you following? And then reward system for law enforcement agents who enforce the law. And so these things must be done specifically for the National Assembly. The presidency is working, but those senators need to step up.
That's on the side of the leaders.
Yes.
It's amazing that we have a country where there's so much work to be done.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere you look, even on your way down here, you look at, say, the bridges. This bridge is in a state of disrepair, and we're saying there is no work. The bridge needs to be swept and kept clean, yet we say there is no work. How did we even get to this, stage where, our fathers had jobs waiting for them when they left school, and now lots of young people are roaming the streets, and we claim that there is no work, even though there is so much to be done. Are we also being creative on our own side?
No, yes, I think yes, we are, because I made a presentation in NMPC. I have a recommendation from NAPIMS, and I got a recommendation when I was in my mid-30s, and we prefer systems approach to NAPIMS. 1 year, we got a recommendation, and we refer to the JV contractors. If you go in there, you see a lot of young people. There are a lot of young people with fantastic ideas. But the point is, if we have been listened to, I have a document in Aso Rock right now on leakage prevention, loss prevention, injury prevention. Even in Alausa here, I have the document there. I sent it via UPS, I have my receipts. Now, we are presenting stuff. We're not just coming on TV or going on Facebook and saying things. We are trying to see how we can create that umbrella unit that can create a lot of jobs for Nigerians. There are a lot of Nigerians, young people who may not. So I know that they will tell us, oh, you guys you're lazy and all of that. So the educational system is poor. And if we go into that debate, that we will not leave here because Okonjo-Iweala did not attend university in the 90s. She did not attend university in the 80s. But under her watch, something went wrong. There's only the same thing. So under her watch, something went wrong. So they did not attend university in our time. They attend university in the 50s and the 60s. So it's not about that. They are not listening to us. I don't know why Some of them, after a long time, will pick up those documents, look at them. That's how I got my recommendation. Somebody looked at my document and saw what I was doing, they recommended me, and I'm living by that.
Well, there's any
Please,
era where...
can I just complete something?
Yeah, by all means.
With regards to presidency now, on this agricultural thing, I know young men who are already going to farming and buying seedlings right now. I'm telling you.
Why are they doing that?
Because he said, we want to diversify the economy. Let's go into agriculture. I know somebody who went to Kumasi to pick up seedlings, oil palm seedlings, to buy them. In Lagos here.
Did you understand the policy thrust?
We're not even waiting for that. That's the beauty of it. They're not even waiting for bank loans. And, as long as our president says, oh, we're diversifying the economy, why not? They're jumping at it.
But
So when
previous governments have said the same thing, that, look, we need to focus on agriculture. So doesn't it come down to how?
No, it comes to sincerity of purpose and integrity of the man who's talking. When you say one thing and you do another, Nigerians are, we're very intelligent people, and the beauty of it is that we are very cooperative. But the government did not take advantage of that. Nigerians are very cooperative. You can't try it in South Africa. So when you are saying one thing and you're in another direction, Nigerians knew the looting was going on. It's not new.